The air inside Station Trellix 9 smelled like oil and desperation. Captain Sarah Mills walked through the crowded market hall with her hands in her pockets. She was not here to buy anything expensive. Her ship needed new parts. The good parts cost too much money. So she came to the black market auction instead. Sarah was a cargo hauler. She moved supplies from one planet to another. The work was honest, but it did not pay well. Her ship was old. Her crew was small. But they managed to survive. The auction hall was filled with all kinds of aliens. There were tall Vrelnid with their 4 arms. There were short Pikix with their blue skin. There were floating Korath who did not even have bodies. Sarah was the only human in the room. She stood near the back and watched the auctioneer bring out salvaged equipment. Old engines. Broken scanners. Damaged hull plating. Sarah bid on a few items, but other buyers always offered more credits. She was running out of money fast. Then the auctioneer brought out something different. It was not equipment. It was a cage. Inside the cage was a small figure covered in dirty feathers. Sarah leaned forward to see better. The figure was a child. An alien child. The feathers were gray and brown from dirt. They were matted and broken in places. The child was thin. Too thin. She could see the bones under the feathers. The auctioneer spoke in Galactic Common. Next item. 1 Keshari female. Young. Approximately 8 solar cycles old. The crowd made sounds of disgust. Some aliens covered their breathing holes. Others moved away from the cage. A Vrelnid near Sarah made a choking noise. Keshari, the Vrelnid said to his friend. Disgusting creatures. They smell terrible. Sarah did not know much about the Keshari. She had seen a few during her travels but never talked to one. They were rare in human space. The auctioneer continued. Starting bid is 50 credits. Do I hear 50 credits? Nobody raised their hand. The hall was silent except for whispers. 40 credits then, the auctioneer said. His voice sounded annoyed. Still nothing. Sarah watched the child in the cage. The girl was looking at the floor. Her small hands gripped the bars. She was shaking. 30 credits. 20 credits. Does nobody want this item? An alien in the front row laughed. You should pay us to take it away. Other aliens joined the laughter. Sarah felt something tight in her chest. The girl in the cage made herself smaller. She tried to hide in the corner. The auctioneer sighed. Very well. Station authorities will dispose of the item after the auction. Moving on to the next lot. 2 workers started to wheel the cage away. Sarah heard one of them talking. Take it to the waste processor, the worker said. Same as the other one last month. The waste processor. They were going to kill her. They were going to kill a child because nobody wanted to buy her. Sarah did not think. She just raised her hand. Wait, she called out. I will bid. The entire hall turned to look at her. The auctioneer stopped. He looked confused. You wish to bid on the Keshari? He asked. Yes, Sarah said. Her voice was loud and clear. 20 credits. The aliens around her moved away. They whispered to each other. Some of them stared at Sarah like she was crazy. Going once, the auctioneer said quickly. He seemed happy to get rid of the problem. Going twice. Sold to the human for 20 credits. Sarah walked to the front of the hall. She could feel all the eyes watching her. The workers brought the cage to her. Up close she could see the girl better. The child's feathers were a mess. There was dried food on her face. Her eyes were large and yellow. They looked at Sarah with fear. Payment please, the auctioneer said. Sarah pulled out her credit chip. She had 43 credits left. This auction was supposed to help her buy ship parts. Now she only had 23 credits remaining. But when she looked at the terrified child, she knew she made the right choice. The auctioneer processed the payment. He handed Sarah a data pad. Sign here for ownership transfer. The item is now your property. No returns. Sarah did not like how he called the girl an item. But she signed the pad anyway. The workers opened the cage door. Come on out, one worker said. He reached in to grab the girl. The child screamed. It was a high-pitched sound that hurt Sarah's ears. The girl pressed herself against the back of the cage. Stop, Sarah said. She pushed the worker's hand away. I will handle this. She knelt down next to the cage. The girl watched her with wide eyes. Sarah held out her hand slowly. She did not try to grab. She just waited. Hello, Sarah said softly. My name is Sarah. I'm not going to hurt you. You are safe now. The girl did not move. Sarah was not sure if she understood Galactic Common. Come, Sarah said. She gestured to the open cage door. Please, come with me. For a long moment nothing happened. Then slowly, very slowly, the girl crawled forward. She was still shaking. Her feathers made a soft rustling sound. She did not take Sarah's hand, but she did come out of the cage. Sarah stood up. The girl stood too. She was small. The top of her head barely reached Sarah's waist. The girl kept her eyes on the floor. Sarah looked at the auctioneer. Is there any documentation? Medical records? Anything? The auctioneer laughed. For a Keshari? No. You get what you see. The colony that sold her said her name was Thirri. That is all I know. Her colony sold her? Sarah felt angry. Her own people? Keshari are not wanted anywhere, the auctioneer said. Not even by their own kind. They produce oils that smell bad to most species. The colonies sell off the young ones they cannot feed. It is common practice. Sarah looked down at Thirri. The girl was trying to make herself invisible. Sarah's anger grew stronger, but she pushed it down. Getting angry would not help this child. Come on, Thirri, Sarah said gently. Let's go to my ship. She started walking toward the exit. Thirri followed a few steps behind. She moved like she expected to be hit at any moment. The crowd parted to let them through. But the aliens did not stay quiet. Sarah heard their comments. Humans must have no sense of smell. Disgusting. Both of them. I heard humans are dirty too. Maybe that is why she bought it. The human will regret this. Keshari carry diseases. Sarah ignored them all. She kept walking. Thirri stayed close behind her. The girl's feet made soft pattering sounds on the metal floor. When they reached the docking bay, Sarah saw her ship. The Wanderer was small and old, but it was home. Sarah stopped at the airlock and looked down at Thirri. This is my ship, she said. You will be safe here. Do you understand? Thirri looked up for the first time. Her yellow eyes met Sarah's. The girl opened her mouth, but no words came out. She just nodded once. Sarah opened the airlock. Welcome aboard, she said. Thirri stepped inside. Sarah followed and sealed the door behind them. Whatever happened next, she had saved one life today. And that was enough. The airlock door opened into the main corridor of the Wanderer. Sarah stepped inside with Thirri following close behind. The ship was quiet. Tony and Lisa were probably in the engine room working on repairs. Computer, where is my crew? Sarah asked. Engineer Tony Chin is in the cargo bay. Navigator Lisa Park is on the bridge, the computer answered. Sarah noticed her mistake too late. She had used the name she always avoided. But it did not matter right now. She had bigger problems. Lisa, Tony, please come to the common room, Sarah said into her comm device. Thirri stood very still in the corridor. She looked at everything with wide eyes. The lights, the walls, the floor. Everything seemed new and scary to her. Sarah walked slowly toward the common room. Thirri followed, but she stayed several steps behind. When Sarah stopped, Thirri stopped. When Sarah moved, Thirri moved. The girl acted like a shadow. Tony arrived first. He was a tall man with grease stains on his shirt. He froze when he saw Thirri. Captain, what is that? He asked. Not what? Who? Sarah said firmly. This is Thirri. She will be staying with us. Lisa came down from the bridge. She was shorter than Tony with quick eyes that noticed everything. She looked at Thirri and then at Sarah. You bought a Keshari? Lisa asked. Her voice was quiet, but Sarah could hear the concern. They were going to kill her, Sarah said. I could not let that happen. Tony rubbed his face. Captain, we have 23 credits left. We need fuel. We need food. We need parts. I know, Sarah said. But look at her. They all looked at Thirri. The girl was trying to make herself smaller. Her dirty feathers were pressed close to her body. She would not look at anyone. Lisa sighed. Okay, what do we do now? She needs food. She needs medical care. And she needs a bath, Sarah said. Thirri suddenly made a sound. It was like a bird's chirp but sadder. She backed away from them. Bath, Thirri whispered. Her voice was very quiet. Cold spray. Punishment. Sarah knelt down to be at Thirri's level. No punishment. I promise. Just cleaning. To make you feel better. Thirri shook her head. She looked terrified. Lisa stepped forward slowly. Let me run a medical scan first. We need to know if she is injured. She pulled out a small scanner from the wall panel. Thirri saw the device and tried to run. Tony gently blocked the corridor without touching her. It is okay, Lisa said softly. This will not hurt. Look, I will scan myself first. She ran the scanner over her own arm. The device beeped and showed green lights. Then Lisa held it out toward Thirri. See? No pain. Just information, Lisa said. Thirri watched the scanner like it was a weapon. But she did not run. Slowly, Lisa moved the scanner near Thirri's body. She did not touch the girl. The scanner did its work from a distance. The results appeared on Lisa's data pad. Her face became serious. "She is very malnourished," Lisa said quietly to Sarah. "She has old fractures in her left arm and 2 ribs. They healed badly. She has infections in her skin under the feathers. And she is dehydrated." Sarah felt anger rise in her chest again. "How old did the auctioneer say she was?" 8 solar cycles, Tony said. "Just a kid." Sarah looked at Thirri. "Can you understand us? Do you speak Galactic Common?" Thirri nodded slightly. "Little bit. Learn at Colony. Before they sell me." "Why did they sell you?" Sarah asked gently. Thirri's eyes filled with water. Sarah realized the girl was crying. "Family died. Sickness. Colony say I am burden. Say I smell bad. No one want Keshari. They sell me. Use cold spray every day. Say it controls smell. Say I am dirty. Always dirty." Lisa made a soft sound. Even Tony looked upset. "You are not dirty," Sarah said firmly. "You are a child who has not been cared for. That is not your fault." Thirri looked confused, like she did not understand kindness. Sarah stood up. "Come with me. I want to show you something." She led Thirri to the bathroom. It was small but clean. There was a sonic shower and a water shower. Most ships only had sonic showers to save water. But Sarah's ship was old and still had both. Thirri stood in the doorway. She would not come inside. "This is a shower," Sarah explained. "It uses warm water. Not cold. Not spray. Warm water that feels nice." "Punishment," Thirri whispered. "No," Sarah said. "Not punishment. Cleaning should feel good. Watch." Sarah turned on the water shower. Warm water came out and hit the floor. Steam rose up. Sarah stuck her hand under the water. "See? It is warm. Feels nice. Not cold. Not painful." Thirri watched, but she did not move closer. Sarah made a decision. "Okay, I will show you. I will take a shower first. You can watch. Then you will see it is safe." She adjusted the water temperature and stepped under the shower with her clothes still on. The warm water soaked her shirt and pants. Sarah did not care. She needed Thirri to understand. "Feel the steam," Sarah said. She gestured to the warm air. "It is gentle. It is nice. This is what cleaning should be like." Thirri took a tiny step forward. Then another. She reached out one hand toward the steam. The warm air touched her feathers. Her expression changed. The fear was still there, but now there was something else. Curiosity. "You want to try?" Sarah asked. Thirri looked at the water. She looked at Sarah. Then she looked down at her own dirty feathers. "Will not hurt?" Thirri asked in her small voice. "I promise," Sarah said. "It will not hurt. It will feel good." Sarah stepped out of the shower. Water dripped from her clothes onto the floor. She adjusted the temperature to make sure it was comfortable. Thirri moved very slowly toward the shower. She was shaking. Every muscle in her small body was tense. She expected pain. She expected punishment. She had never known anything else. She put one foot under the water. Then stopped. She waited for something bad to happen. Nothing bad happened. The warm water just ran over her foot. Thirri put her other foot under the water. She stood at the edge of the shower. Water touched her legs and lower feathers. She made a sound. A small surprised chirp. Then she stepped fully under the water. The change was immediate. Thirri's whole body relaxed. Her eyes went wide. Her beak opened slightly. The warm water ran down her feathers and washed away layers of dirt and grime. She looked up at the shower head. Water fell on her face. She did not flinch. She did not cry. She just stood there with her wings slightly spread. Lisa appeared in the doorway with a soft towel and gentle soap. She saw Thirri's expression and smiled. "First time experiencing kindness?" Lisa whispered to Sarah. Sarah nodded. She felt her own eyes getting wet. This small moment meant everything. This was what it looked like when someone discovered they deserved basic dignity. Thirri stood under the warm water for a long time. The dirt washed away. The fear washed away. And for the first time in her short life, she felt what it meant to be cared for. Thirri stood in the bathroom wrapped in a soft towel. Her feathers were still wet but much cleaner. Lisa had helped her wash properly with gentle soap that did not sting. Sarah had changed into dry clothes and now watched as Thirri slowly dried off. As the feathers dried, something amazing happened. Colors appeared. The dirty gray and brown were gone. Instead, Thirri's feathers showed deep purple and blue. When the light hit them, they shimmered with green and silver. The colors shifted like oil on water. "Oh wow," Lisa said softly. "You are beautiful." Thirri looked down at herself. She touched her own feathers like she was seeing them for the first time. Maybe she was. Maybe she had been dirty for so long that she forgot what she really looked like. Tony came to the bathroom door. He stopped and stared. "Is that the same kid?" "Yes," Sarah said. "This is what she looks like when someone actually takes care of her." Tony scratched his head. "You know, I thought Keshari were supposed to smell terrible. But I do not smell anything bad." Lisa leaned closer to Thirri. The girl tensed but did not move away. Lisa sniffed the air. "I do not smell anything either. Just the soap we used." Sarah thought about this. The auctioneer said Keshari produce oils that most species find repulsive. But maybe humans are different. Maybe our noses cannot detect it. "That would explain why other aliens moved away from her," Tony said. "But we cannot smell whatever they smell." Lisa pulled out her data pad and searched the ship's database. "Here. I found information on Keshari biology. It says they produce a natural oil that protects their feathers. The oil has a chemical compound that most alien species find offensive. But look at this. The compound is similar to something humans cannot smell. Our noses do not have the right receptors. So all those aliens calling her dirty and smelly," Sarah said slowly, "we cannot even tell what they are talking about." "Lucky for her," Tony said. "Lucky for us too. Means we can help without the problem other species have." Thirri looked confused. She had followed some of the conversation but not all of it. "You not smell bad?" she asked. "No," Sarah said clearly. "We do not smell anything bad. You smell fine to us." Thirri's eyes went wide. "But colony say I smell terrible. Say all Keshari do. Say that why no one want us." "Your colony was wrong," Lisa said gently. "Or maybe they were just repeating what other aliens told them. Either way, you do not smell bad to humans." Thirri touched her feathers again. She looked like she was trying to understand a completely new idea. That maybe she was not disgusting. That maybe she was okay. Sarah smiled. "Come on. You must be hungry. Let's get you some food." They went to the small kitchen area. Thirri walked differently now. She still looked nervous but she stood a little taller. Her clean feathers caught the light as she moved. Tony opened the food storage. "What do Keshari eat?" "The database says they eat fruits, seeds and some proteins," Lisa said while reading her pad. "Similar to earth birds but they need more variety." Sarah pulled out some dried fruit, nuts and a protein bar. She put them on a plate and set it on the table. Then she pulled out a chair. "Sit here." Thirri stared at the chair. Then at the table. Then at the food. "What wrong?" Sarah asked. "Never eat at table," Thirri said quietly. "Always eat on floor. Get scraps after others finish." Tony's face went hard. "Not anymore. You eat at the table like everyone else. You eat first, not last." Thirri climbed onto the chair slowly. She sat on the edge like she might need to run. She looked at the food but did not touch it. "Go ahead," Lisa said. "It is for you. All of it." Thirri reached out with a shaking hand. She took one small piece of dried fruit. She ate it quickly. Then she waited. "You can have more," Sarah said. "You do not need permission." Thirri took another piece. Then another. She ate like someone who had been hungry for a very long time. Sarah had to stop her. "Slow down," Sarah said gently. "The food is not going anywhere. You eat too fast and you will get sick." Thirri forced herself to eat slower. Sarah sat down next to her. Tony and Lisa sat too. They all ate together at the table. Tony started making faces while he ate. He crossed his eyes. He puffed out his cheeks. He wiggled his eyebrows. Thirri watched him with wide eyes. Then Tony made a really silly face. He stuck out his tongue and made his eyes go in different directions. Thirri made a sound. It started quiet and then got louder. It was a chirping sound. Happy and musical. She was laughing. Lisa grinned. "I do not think she has laughed in a long time." Tony made more faces. Thirri chirped more. The sound filled the small kitchen. It was a good sound. A sound of joy. They were all smiling when Sarah's comm device beeped. It was an incoming message from the station. Sarah opened it. The message was public. Broadcast on the open channels that all ships could hear. An alien voice spoke in mocking tones. "Attention all vessels. The human ship Wanderer has purchased contaminated cargo. A Keshari specimen. We recommend all ships maintain distance. Humans apparently have no standards for cleanliness." Other voices joined in. Different aliens adding their comments. "I saw the human take the dirty thing onto her ship. Humans must be as disgusting as Keshari." Someone should report this to station health authorities. Sarah felt her anger return. She stood up and walked to the comm station. Her fingers moved quickly over the controls. She opened a broadcast channel. Her voice would go out to every ship in range. "This is Captain Sarah Mills of the Wanderer," she said. Her voice was cold and clear. "I just listened to your comments. You mock a child. A child who was starving and abused. A child your societies threw away like garbage. You call her contaminated. You call her dirty. But she is cleaner than any of you." She paused. She knew everyone was listening now. "You abandoned her. You were going to kill her. And you have the nerve to judge me for showing basic decency? You should all be ashamed. Every species represented on this station should look at themselves and ask when they lost their compassion. When they decided a child's life was worthless." Sarah closed the channel. Her hands were shaking. Tony and Lisa looked shocked. Thirri watched Sarah with something new in her eyes. Respect maybe. Or hope. "That was bold," Lisa said. "The station authority will not like it." "I do not care," Sarah said. Someone needed to say it. The comm beeped again. But this time it was a different kind of signal. A private channel request. The signature showed it came from a Keshari colony ship. Far out beyond the station. Sarah accepted the call. A face appeared on the screen. Another Keshari. Older. With dark feathers and cold eyes. "You have something that belongs to us," the Keshari said. "We want it back." The Keshari elder on the screen had dark feathers and eyes that showed no warmth. Behind him, Sarah could see other Keshari moving in what looked like a colony ship. The elder's beak was set in a hard line. "I am Elder Kes of the 13th colony," he said. His voice was formal and cold. "You have purchased one of our exiles. This was done without proper authorization. We demand immediate return of our property." Sarah felt Thirri press against her leg. The girl was trembling again. All the progress from the last few hours seemed to disappear. Thirri was terrified. "She is not property," Sarah said firmly. "She is a child. And she was sold at a legal auction. I have the documentation." Elder Kes made a dismissive gesture with his wing. The auction was unauthorized. The girl was meant to be processed, not sold to outsiders. She belongs to the colony. She must return. "Processed?" Tony asked from behind Sarah. "What does that mean?" The elder's eyes narrowed. "It means handled appropriately. Our society has rules. Standards. We cannot maintain our dignity in galactic society if we keep individuals who bring shame to our species." Lisa moved closer to the screen. "You are talking about a child. Your own species. And you call her shameful? You do not understand Keshari culture," Elder Kes said. "We are already looked down upon by other species. They find us repulsive. They avoid us. If we want any chance at acceptance, we must show we maintain high standards. We exile the weak, the sick, the ones without family to care for them. It is necessary." Sarah felt sick to her stomach. "You have internalized their prejudice. Other species hate you, so you hate yourselves. And you take it out on children. You know nothing of our struggles," the elder said sharply. "For generations we have been outcast, denied trade, denied territory, denied basic respect. We do what we must to survive." Thirri made a small sound behind Sarah. It was a whimper. Sarah reached back and touched the girl's shoulder gently. "She stays with me," Sarah said. "I legally purchased her. She is under my protection now." Elder Kes leaned forward. "Human law does not apply here. We are in neutral space. Station Trellix 9 operates under galactic commerce law. And under that law, species have the right to reclaim their own. Especially minors." A new voice came over the comm. It was the station authority. "This is Station Master Gorlax. I have been monitoring this conversation. Elder Kes is correct. Under galactic commerce law, the Keshari colony has legal standing to reclaim the child." Sarah's hands formed fists. "You are going to send her back? To people who were going to kill her?" "We process humanely," Elder Kes said. But his eyes showed no emotion. "The girl will not suffer." Thirri suddenly grabbed Sarah's arm. "No. Please no. I not go back. Please." Her voice was desperate. She was crying. "They hurt me. They say I am bad. They say I am waste. Please, Sarah. Please let me stay." Sarah pulled Thirri close. "She is not going anywhere." Station Master Gorlax spoke again. "Captain Mills, I understand your emotional attachment. But law is law. You must surrender the Keshari to her colony within 6 standard hours. If you refuse, we will board your ship and take her by force." Tony stepped forward. You are making a mistake. This is wrong and you know it. My personal feelings are irrelevant, Gorlak said. I enforce the law, not my conscience. Sarah's mind raced. 6 hours. She had 6 hours to find a solution. I need to make some calls. I will contact you within the hour. She closed the channel before anyone could respond. Thirri was sobbing against her side. Lisa knelt down and tried to comfort the girl. What do we do? Tony asked. We contact the Human Colonial Administration, Sarah said. Humans have different laws about children and refugees. Maybe they can help. She opened a new channel. This time to the Human Government Office in the nearest human system. It took several minutes to connect. Finally, a human woman appeared on screen. She wore an official uniform. This is Administrator Karen White. How can I help you? Sarah quickly explained the situation. She told them about the auction, about Thirri, about the colony's demand. Karen listened carefully. This is complicated, Karen said when Sarah finished. You are in neutral space. Galactic commerce law does apply. But human colonial law has provisions for refugee children. If the child requests asylum and shows credible fear of harm, we can grant emergency protection. What does Thirri need to do? Sarah asked. She needs to make a formal statement. On record. She needs to clearly say she fears returning to the colony and she chooses to stay under human protection. Can she do that? Sarah looked down at Thirri. The girl's eyes were red from crying. But she was listening. Thirri, do you understand? You need to tell this person that you want to stay with me. That you are afraid to go back to the colony. Thirri looked at the screen. She looked at Administrator White. Then she stood up straighter. She wiped her eyes with her wing. My name is Thirri, she said. Her voice was shaking but clear. I am 8 cycles old. My colony sold me. They hurt me. They say I am worthless. They were going to kill me. I am afraid. I want to stay with Sarah. She is kind. She is first person ever kind to me. Please. I choose Sarah. I choose humans. I not want to go back. Ever. Administrator White nodded slowly. Statement recorded and verified. Thirri, under Human Colonial Law Article 12, Section 7, I grant you emergency refugee status. You are now under the protection of the Human Colonial Administration. Captain Mills, you are designated as her temporary guardian pending full review. Sarah felt relief wash over her. Thank you. I will send the documentation immediately, White said. But be warned. The Keshari colony and the station authority will challenge this. You may face legal battles. Are you prepared for that? Yes, Sarah said without hesitation. White smiled slightly. Good luck, Captain. I will have a legal team contact you within the hour. The channel closed. Sarah hugged Thirri. You did it. You were so brave. Tony was grinning. Lisa was wiping her own eyes. They all felt the victory. Small as it was. Then Sarah's comm beeped again. This time it was an encrypted message. No video. Just text. The signature was anonymous. The message read, We are the hidden flock. Young Keshari who escaped the colonies. We have been watching. We support what you did. Elder Kes will not stop. He fears what you represent. If Thirri can be saved, others will ask questions. Other young ones will want freedom. We will help you however we can. You are not alone in this fight. Sarah read the message twice. Then she showed it to Lisa and Tony. Looks like we started something bigger than we thought, Tony said. Sarah looked down at Thirri. The girl was finally smiling a little. Good, Sarah said. Maybe it is time for change. 3 weeks passed since the day Sarah brought Thirri onto her ship. The legal team from Human Colonial Administration worked hard. They filed documents. They argued with galactic commerce officials. They presented evidence of abuse and neglect. Elder Kesh tried to fight back. He claimed Thirri was stolen property. He said humans were interfering with Keshari culture. He threatened trade sanctions. But the evidence was too strong. The medical scans showed old injuries. The testimony from Thirri was clear. Even some station vendors came forward to say they had seen Keshari children treated badly at auctions. Finally, the ruling came through. Human Colonial Administration granted Sarah full emergency guardianship. Thirri was officially recognized as a refugee under human protection. Elder Kes could do nothing about it. Thirri changed during those 3 weeks. She grew stronger. She ate regular meals and gained weight. Her feathers became even more beautiful as she got healthier. The purple and blue colors deepened. The iridescent shimmer became brighter. But the biggest change was in how she acted. She smiled now. She talked more. She learned Galactic Common quickly because she wanted to communicate better. Lisa taught her how to read the navigation displays. Thirri loved looking at the star maps. She would sit in the navigator's chair for hours, studying routes and planetary systems. One day, Lisa was plotting a course to their next delivery location. It was a tricky route with several asteroid fields to avoid. Thirri watched quietly for a while. Then she chirped softly. "That path goes too close to the debris field," Thirri said. She pointed with her wing. "Better to go here. Adds 30 minutes but much safer." Lisa looked at the route Thirri suggested. She ran the calculations. Her eyes went wide. "You're right. That is a better path. How did you see that?" Thirri tilted her head. "I not know. I just see patterns. See where things flow better." "You have natural talent for navigation," Lisa said. She smiled big. "Want to help me plan routes from now on?" Thirri's feathers fluffed up with happiness. "Really? I can help." "Absolutely," Lisa said. "Every good ship needs a good navigator. I could use an apprentice." From that day on, Thirri spent even more time on the bridge. She learned fast. She understood complex calculations that took most people months to learn. Tony joked that she had star maps in her brain. Sarah watched Thirri grow more confident. The girl who once hid in corners now walked through the ship like she belonged there. Because she did belong. But the changes were not just happening on the Wanderer. Word of Thirri's story spread through the human networks. Other human ships started paying attention to Keshari auctions. Some captains began buying Keshari children just like Sarah had done. The hidden flock, the secret network of young Keshari, became more active. They sent messages to human ships. They asked for help. They wanted escape from colonies that saw them as burdens. Sarah received messages every few days. "Can you take another child? Can you help us find a human ship? Is it true humans do not think we smell bad?" Sarah helped when she could. She connected young Keshari with other human captains she trusted. She shared information about the refugee process. She became part of a growing network. Station Trellix 9 started to change too. Not big changes, but small ones. Important ones. Some vendors refused to participate in Keshari auctions anymore. A Vrelnid merchant named Torox publicly stated he would no longer sell Keshari children. "It is wrong," he said simply. "I was wrong to do it before." Other vendors followed. Not all of them, but enough to make a difference. The auctions became smaller. Fewer children appeared in cages. Station Master Gorlax never apologized for trying to take Thirri away. But Sarah noticed he started enforcing health and safety rules more strictly at auctions. He shut down vendors who kept children in bad conditions. He never said why. But Sarah thought maybe his conscience bothered him after all. 4 weeks after rescuing Thirri, Sarah returned to Station Trellix 9 for a supply run. This time, Thirri came with her to the market. Thirri wore a small vest that Tony had made for her. It had pockets for tools and a comm device. Her feathers were clean and bright. She walked beside Sarah with her head up. People stared. Of course they stared. Many aliens still found Keshari unpleasant. But Sarah noticed something different. Some of the stares were curious now instead of disgusted. Some aliens watched Thirri with interest. A small alien child, a pickaxe with blue skin, pointed at Thirri. "Mama, look at the pretty feathers," the child said. The mother pulled her child away quickly. But Sarah had heard it. Pretty feathers. Not dirty. Not disgusting. Pretty. Sarah had a meeting with a parts dealer named Vex. She needed new engine components. Vex was a tough negotiator. He always drove hard bargains. Sarah brought Thirri to the meeting. The girl carried a data pad with the specifications Sarah needed. Vex looked at Thirri with surprise. "You brought the Keshari?" "I brought my navigator," Sarah said firmly. "Her name is Thirri. She helps me run my ship." Vex studied Thirri for a moment. Then he shrugged. "Very well. Let us talk business." They negotiated for 20 minutes. Vex wanted high prices. Sarah wanted fair prices. They went back and forth. Then Thirri spoke up. "Mr. Vex, these parts you sell. You get them from salvage, yes? Not new from factory." Vex looked surprised. "How you know this?" "The serial numbers," Thirri said. She showed him the data pad. "They are from old model ships. Not current production. Salvaged parts should cost less than new parts." Vex stared at her. Then he laughed. It was a loud, booming laugh. "Small Keshari knows her parts. Yes, you are correct. They are salvaged. But good quality salvage. Then price should be 40% less than what you asking," Thirri said confidently. Vex laughed again. "I like this one. She has spine. Okay, 30% less. Final offer. Sarah smiled. Deal. After the meeting, Vex nodded at Thirri with what looked like respect. You have good eye for business, young one. Come back anytime. As they walked back to the ship, Sarah felt proud. Thirri had negotiated like a professional. She had stood up for herself. She had shown she was capable. They passed by the auction hall. The place where Sarah had first seen Thirri in a cage. Thirri stopped walking. She looked at the building. You okay? Sarah asked. Thirri was quiet for a moment. Then she chirped softly. It was her happy sound. I'm good. I was just thinking. That place used to be the scariest thing in my life. Now it is just a building. It has no power over me anymore. Sarah put her hand on Thirri's shoulder. You have come a long way. Thirri looked up at Sarah. Her yellow eyes were bright and clear. Sarah, I want to say thank you. Not for the warm shower. Not for the food. Not even for saving me from the colony. Then for what? Sarah asked. For seeing me as a person, Thirri said simply. Everyone else saw a dirty thing. Something worthless. Something to throw away. But you saw a person worth saving. That is the real gift. That is what changed everything. Sarah felt tears in her eyes. She knelt down and hugged Thirri gently. You were always worth saving. I just helped you see it. They walked back to the Wanderer together. Thirri chirped happily as she talked about the navigation routes she wanted to study next. She talked about the star system she wanted to visit. She talked about her future. And that future was bright. Not just for Thirri but for other young Keshari who were learning that they did not have to accept the prejudice of the galaxy. That there were species who would see them for who they really were. Small changes. But real ones. And it all started with one human who refused to look away from a child in a cage.